You're watching Startup Central with me, Nayantara Rai. The next startup that we're getting on the show is in the business of commercial light electric vehicles. The first one is in fact going to be a three-wheeler cargo EV. It is Euler Motors and it's on the show today after a 30 crore rupee fundraise. We're now being joined by the founder, Saurav Kumar, the founder and CEO. Saurav, congratulations on the fundraise. Tell us more about it.
Yes, I'm very excited to tell you guys. So Euler Motors had just received 30 crores of financing from its existing investor, Investors Capital India and Jetty Ventures. So we started raising our Series A last year. We had closed 20 crore last year, and we have just closed 30 crore more. This is primarily will be used for the R&D that we are continuing to do. We are hoping to launch our three-wheeler cargo in the quarter 2 of this year. And we are setting up our production facility outside of Delhi NCR. So that's primarily where we are going to use this fund.
So you're getting set for the launch. Tell us more about it. Have you started marketing it, selling it? What's the pricing like?
Yes, so we are going to launch the vehicle in the next quarter. We have already received its certification. We have started. We actually built some sample vehicles as well. We have been piloting them and just trying to get a sense of how the vehicle is performing on the Indian roads, because one of the things that is extremely important for us is the quality and performance. So whenever Euler wants to put the vehicle on road, we want to make sure that the electric vehicle meets in performance and quality, or if not meet like it. I mean, obviously our target is to be above what IC engine vehicles have been delivered for the Indian customers. We want that electric vehicle should at least beat that. And so we have already built the vehicle. We have been testing it, and we are hoping to release in the first quarter. In terms of our production, I think we'll start with obviously like some 50 to 100 vehicle per month, and we'll ramp it as the demand sort of grows.
So what kind of companies will be your clients?
So currently, we have worked over the last 2 years on the e-commerce. We have been focusing this year a bit on the pharma, your utilities, FMCG, fashion, retail. So we have been looking at the entire sort of gambit of customers, and also to get sort of experience in terms of how this vehicle fares in the other market. And our belief is that the sort of the organized market would be the first one to take off, and then retail would start to follow on eventually.
Okay, but you know, the point is of course a really, really exciting space globally. Look at Tesla, Elon Musk and all, but in India also, it's picking up a lot, right? Look at Amazon, Flipkart. Between the two of them, 35,000 strong EV fleet is being planned for the next couple of years. But you've also got the likes of Tata Electric, Mahindra Electric. You've got startups like Ather Energy being backed by Hero. You've got Bajaj Auto backing startups. How are you going to survive, if I can put it as bluntly as that?
See, so it's actually the question that I think we try to answer that to investor, we try to answer that to supplier and to ourselves as well. So I think Euler, so far, we have been able to raise external investment in every single round. So we have commitment from obviously the existing investor, but we are getting a lot of interest from the outside capital as well. So that definitely gives the confidence that the Euler is on the right path. One of the things that fundamentally separates us from the other sort of breed of other startups and companies was our focus on the light electric commercial vehicles, especially in cargo, which was the niche segment 3 years back, and relentlessly sort of focus on that. And obviously, today we don't have any baggage of any IC engine product or any other market form factor. So we're very, very laser sharp focused on the cargo, on the electric format. our DNA in terms of, if you look at like the last 3 years that we have spent, we have actually built more than 200 three-wheeler electric vehicles. We have supplied to almost all the e-commerce companies. We have ran more than now 10 million kilometers on Indian roads. So that gave us a lot of understanding of what customer wants. And when we are talking about customer, not just the end customers like the e-commerce guys, but also your fleet owners, your drivers, the understanding about the Indian road, weather challenges, conditions that are created by that. Some of that has translated into the IP that we have created with our thermal management system or the battery management system or the motor controller. So all of that electronics and software focus on that, and then getting that to the customer, meeting their customer expectations. So because of that laser sharp focus, we have been able to continuously sort of innovate and get rapidly a product that we believe that if it will surpass the expectation of IC engine vehicles, and that's where I think we'll see the tipping point of all of those customers moving away from the ICE to the electric vehicles.
Now, of course, what's also going to be crucial for your plans to be successful is a whole host of things, including your battery. What's the battery life?
From a battery standpoint, so what we have been working, I think, relentlessly for the last 3 years is how do you push the battery degradation more and more out? Like, so what we have seen so far that most of the battery packs that are used in India are not liquid cooled. So because of your temperatures, like in Delhi, that what we had seen, or mostly the northern part of India, when you're looking at 40, 45 degrees outside, your battery pack goes up to 55 degrees, and that starts to degrade the life cycle. So what we have seen that in 3 to 4 years, battery starts to lose more than 20% of its capacity. Euler has worked on some of these thermal management, and we have been able to push this out to 5 to 6 years. So we believe that the battery that we'll put in should give the users anywhere 5 to 6 years before they have to think about replacing. But 5 years is where I think is the point where they would have to swap out, and we'll help them install the new packs.
Okay, Saurav, we'll leave it at that. That's Euler Motors for you. Next quarter, we'll be launching a commercially light EV three-wheeler for cargo. There's clearly a trend where you're going to see EVs first for commercial use before for passenger use. And it's also, of course, announced a 30 crore rupee fundraise.